No one yet, but I know that Maria is coming virtually. Yes. Are you good? You okay? You would take Maria's? What about Maria's? Might. Let's do this and we can do it in between. We'll figure it out. Council will be in order. Council will be in order. Council will come to order for the purpose of receiving public testimony. We have 8 individuals signed up to speak out this evening. Each individual will be afforded 3 minutes in accordance with City Council rules, and the first individual signed up is Ronda Lane. Ms. Lane.
Good afternoon. I've been coming to this City Council meeting now for the past 3 years regarding the elderly abuse, fraud, and scam of 109-year-old Berta Dolly Howard, who 4 elders' life has been claimed. I own property on Scardias Road, and I'm looking for answers and information on how to have City Council members and/or mandate reporters who have a duty and obligation to call for an investigation by the FBI and the State Attorney General Office of Andrea Campbell due to the congregation of Mayor Sano, Superintendent Caparu, and City Solicitor John Payne in the corruption and criminalization of the no transparency and the settlement agreement and the Department of Elders Affairs Council regarding the investigation and of the deceased 109-year-old Berta Dolly Howard by James Stokes, initiated by Sergeant Karen Simmons of the Special Victim Unit and Detective Gregory McCain on May 2020, Commonwealth versus James Stokes. I have the criminal court document that shows John Payne was the sole judge on her case. And at that time, as I said, never appointed victims advocacy protection for Berta Howard or witness protection for Wayman Rainey and myself. When John Payne retired, Mayor Sano appointed him to the Board of Commissioners, then to the Board of City Council, and now they are on the City Settlement Agreement. We have all the documents here to show the corruption in the Springfield Police Department with Cheryl Caparu of the Springfield Investigation Unit and Detective Gregory McCain. And we've been asking for you to investigate this because this puts the elders, the residents, and all of us at harm here in the city of Springfield. The evidence is there, it's very well documented, and something needs to be done to counteract the corruption of this administration here in the city of Springfield. So I'm asking, how do we move forward to have an investigation into this elderly abuse that took the lives of 4 people, and Mayor Sano appointing Judge Payne to the City Council and City Solicitor on the settlement agreement. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Latney. The next individual signed up to speak out is Erica Cruz. Ms. Cruz.
Good evening, council members. Just give me a minute to pull this up. My name is Erica Cruz, and I reside at 155 Allen Park Road in Springfield, Mass. I'm here with the Darnell Lee Jenkins Jr. Resource Center, and I come before you today to bring awareness to the escalating issues of gun violence in our city. I firmly believe that this is a public safety and public health crisis that demands immediate action and a comprehensive approach from our local government. The effects of gun violence extends far beyond the immediate victim, impacting families, neighborhoods, and the overall well-being of our community. Despite the career and academic successes of my family, we have also been impacted by gun violence traumatically. I am a voice for my extended family members who are no longer here with us and have been victims of gun violence, such as Chandler Stevenson, David Carrasquillo, and Giovanni Saldana. My little cousin happens to be the son of Giovanni Saldana. Saldana was fatally shot. However, there wasn't much information about his death, nor was it publicized in the news. We were unaware of his death until several days later, leaving a traumatic impact on our family, especially his son, who is only 12 years old, which is a critical period for adolescent psychology. It is important to appreciate the efforts of strong leaders such as those seen in Justin Hurst, Theresa Whitfield, and Zeta Govan, who have dedicated themselves to social advocacy, ensuring justice, equity, and inclusion for marginalized communities throughout their time in office. They have taken their time to critically assess any issues I bring forth to them. Their collaborative leadership and strong social skills and listening skills ensure that the voices of the community is heard. They have came together to participate in bringing awareness to gun violence as a public health and public safety crisis. According to Mass Live article published on June 27, 2023 by Jonah Snowden, titled "Springfield Community Leaders Demand a Solution to Gun Violence," it stated that city councilors, as I mentioned above, they stated that the root cause of gun violence can be addressed by investing in mental health, education, job training, creating economic opportunities in the urban community. These leaders recognize the challenges faced in the city of Springfield and are actively working towards creating a more just and inclusive society. Therefore, I support Theresa Whitfield as president and Zeta Govan as vice president of the city council, who have proven their commitment to addressing these issues with strength, compassion, and to focus on the well-being of our community. Together, we can work towards creating a safer and healthy Springfield for our residents. Thank you for your time and attention on this matter.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. The next individual signed up to speak out is Wanita Bachelor. Ms. Bachelor.
Good evening. Sorry, my phone died, guys. Good evening, members of the City Council. My name is Wanita Bachelor, Executive Director of the Darrell E. Jenkins Jr. Resource Center. I am here today to address the pressing issue of gun violence in our community. We believe that gun violence is not only a public safety crisis, but a significant public health concern that requires immediate attention and comprehensive action. According to our records, within the past 20 years, there have been approximately 200 unsolved homicides. In overall year of 2023, as of right now, there have been approximately 32 homicides, the highest in Springfield's history in over 20 years. We must collectively address these issues and work towards creating a safer and healthier environment for all residents of Springfield, which involves the assistance of local government. Gun violence is a public safety and public health crisis for the following reasons. Public safety crisis, our residents are living in fear, particularly when it comes to the safety of their daily lives. Gun violence has created an atmosphere of uncertainty and unease among our community members. No one should feel at risk of being shot while going about their daily activities. Public health crisis. The repercussions of gun violence extend far beyond the immediate act. Our community is living with physical and psychological trauma inflicted by these incidents. Gun violence survivors face long-term challenges that impact their mental health, well-being, and overall quality of life. Addressing gun violence is not only about preventing future incidents, but also about providing support and resources for those who have already endured its devastating effects. We, the Darrell E. Jenkins Jr. Resource Center, urge the City Council to recognize gun violence as an issue that demands a comprehensive approach. We propose the following actions: community engagement and education, invest in programs that educate the community about the consequences of gun violence and promote conflict resolution and de-escalation strategies. Support survivors, allocate resources for comprehensive support services for gun violence survivors, including counseling, mental health care, and rehabilitation. Policy advocacy, work collaboratively with state and federal agencies to advocate for sensible gun control policies that prioritize public safety. Enhance law enforcement measures, support initiatives that aim to reduce the availability of illegal firearms, and improve law enforcement strategies to prevent and respond to gun violence. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bachelor. The next individual signed up to speak out is Michelle Thomas. Ms. Thomas? I don't see Michelle in the audience, so if she is able to make it before our meeting, we'll recognize her, but we'll move on to Amber Ward. Ms. Ward?
Hello, I'm a advocate and a survivor of gun violence here in Springfield, Massachusetts. My incident happened back May 25th, 2019. Earlier that day, I went to Springfield Technical Community College. I was supposed to be graduating with my associate's degree in general studies, and I went to the school to pick up my cap, my gown, and my diploma. Unfortunately, I never had the chance to actually walk across the stage because later on that night, I was sitting in the car and a car came by and did a drive-by shooting. They shot up the car at least 18 or 19 times, and they never caught the people who did it. I was raced into the emergency room, placed in ICU, and put on life support. I had to have a ventilator. My heart stopped like 3 times, and I had to be resuscitated each time. I had multiple surgeries, including a tracheotomy, which I have a mark on my neck due to that, and I also had to get a feeding tube. I also, on top of everything else that happened to me, I had a stroke, I had pneumonia, I had fluid on the brain, and my brain was deprived of oxygen for an unknown amount of time. All of that led to me being blind, partially blind. I can see everyone in here, however, it's very hard to see. And I also have weakness on my left side due to the stroke. Gun violence is a very big problem here in Springfield, Massachusetts, so I'm just wishing that something can be done about this.
Thank you, Ms. Ward. The next individual signed up is Charles Stokes. Mr. Stokes?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charles Stokes, and I am a volunteer with the Darrell E. Jenkins Resource Center here in the city of Springfield. And for the last 10 years, this mother has turned her pain into power. Her son was murdered in front of her house, and she sat there and she had to watch him bleed for hours. And so her and I have been advocating fiercely on the behalf of gun violence victims here in the city of Springfield. But I want to get to the root cause of what's going on. As we all know, during the mayor's election, Mayor Sarno used these shootings along with some so-called community stakeholders as if they were going to have a multifaceted approach to dealing with gun violence. Since the election has happened, it's been over. There have been 5 murders since the mayor has announced his multifaceted approach. And as of today, we have nothing. So I'm imploring the city council to speak for the citizens here. We need to call this what it is. It's a health epidemic. If you notice in this room, the only people who are talking about being shot by guns are either African Americans or Latino American citizens here in the city of Springfield. And what we know for a fact is, if there were over 200 unsolved homicides of Caucasian residents in the city of Springfield, this city council, the mayor, the police chief would make sure every effort was to make sure that these homicides were solved and to find out who was doing the killing. If 100 unsolved homicides of dogs took place in the city of Springfield, the MSPCA, the city council, and dog lovers all over the city would be raising hell to find out who is killing these dogs. But when it comes to our community, we don't see you, Representative Allen. We don't see Mike Fenton. We don't see Hillary Walsh. We don't see Melvin Edwards. We don't see Marlo Brown. We don't see LeVar Click. We see none of y'all unless it's time to be election. We don't see Marlo Brown or Bud Williams, whose half of these homicides have taken place, unless they're doing photo ops at TD Bank today. There was a murder that took place 3 weeks ago. Dooney was killed on Albemarle Street. Lamar Jackson could take a football and throw it from where they were standing today to Albemarle Street where the murder was, and they have not done anything to come into our communities and address this issue. This is unfair, it's unfathomable, and this city council needs to put itself in a position to represent our people. We don't hear nothing from, and there are stakeholders who this mayor met with to fool the community as if they stood and spoke for us. Talbot Swan, the president of NAACP, is not a black leader. Johnny Vernon from Missions Inc. is not the leader of the black community. Bud Williams is not, they don't speak for us. They don't even speak to us. So how the hell are they gonna speak for us? You guys are gonna have to start opening up your hearts and your ears to dealing with mothers like Wanita Bachelor, dealing with mothers like David Ballard's mother, Ronda Ballard, who was killed in these streets of Springfield. Stop being duped by this mayor. This mayor poses certain black people in your face, and when he put those black people in your face, you think they represent us. They don't represent us. The only time black leaders can come together is to do a press conference in City Hall trying to destroy a black-owned newspaper. They don't speak for us. We speak for us. We speak for our community. Enough is enough. We have murders taking place in this city. In the last 5 years, no Jewish resident, no Asian residents, no Italian residents, no Irish residents, no other residents are being killed in the city of Springfield or shooting guns except for our community. And our community needs to be the ones dealing with this. We have one African-owned mental health institution in the whole city of Springfield. And this city council, this mayor, or no one goes to this only black-owned mental health facility to get help, who is sitting down with the shooters, sitting down with the drug dealers. Unless you're dealing with those root causes, gun violence will continue. We just don't want to see you at the Harambe. We just don't want to see you at Stone Soul Festival. We just don't want to see you when it's time to vote coming to our churches. We want to see you now with solutions. What are his solutions to his multifaceted approach to gun violence?
Mr.
He
Stokes.
hasn't come up with one yet, and we
Mr.
need your
Stokes.
help.
Thank you. The next individual signed up to speak out, Councilor Whitfield. I can hear you.
Can I just respond? Just like 1 minute?
Councilor Whitfield, we do have 2 additional individuals signed up to speak out, so certainly I will indulge you, but I do want to make sure that they get their time as well.
Sure. I just wanted to thank Charles Stokes for speaking out on gun violence, and I did want to address that meeting. Since I've been on the council, and before that, I was one of the original people that worked with Wanita Bachelor when she had the idea, when it was called MORE, before it was the Daryl Jenkins Resource Center. And yet I was not invited to any of those meetings. But I don't have to be invited, and nor do you. I infiltrated. I went anyway. And I was not stopped from going in, and I invited other people, and they showed up. And so we don't have to be invited to the table to show up. We just need to show up, just like we are right now. The other thing that I do want to address, thank you, Mom. The other thing that I do want to address is Brother Johnny has been working in this community for a very long time. And so I don't want to put that information out there. This is not personal. We have people working in other parts of the community and other parts of this work that is not always seen, is not always visible. But I have called Brother Johnny personally, and not one time. I know, Charles. Charles.
Your son wasn't killed. Wanita's son was killed. Wanita's David Allen was killed. So you meeting with him doesn't mean
First of all, I didn't say I met with him. I said I called him about several issues, and he replied, and he responded. So, and that's you, Charles. That's your experience, and I have mine. So you can scream all you want, but you have your personal experiences, and I have mine, and I have the right to tell mine. And I'm going to tell mine right now. I'm going to tell mine like you told yours. Brother Johnny has been out here in this community working for a long time.
Counselor.
You had personal
Counselor
issues
Whitfield.
with him.
Counselor Whitfield.
You need to be a man and take it up with him.
Ca-
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Whitfield.
I'm tired of you. I know I am too. I can't stand you either. No, he's not going to talk to me any kind of way.
The next individual signed up to speak out is Lisa Allen. Ms. Allen?
I'm not going to take long. So, good evening. Thank you, President Lederman, Councilwomen, Councilmen. My name is Lisa Allen, a current resident of over 49 years and an active activist for the Springfield community. I stand before you today to express an unwavering support for Councilwoman Theresa Whitfield for President of the Springfield City Council and Zaida Govan for Vice President of the Springfield City Council. In these challenging times, we need leaders who embody integrity, vision, and a steadfast commitment to the well-being of our community. Both of these councilwomen have demonstrated a remarkable dedication to public service, consistently working to address issues that affect us all. They have been in the forefront of holding themselves accountable and other city officials as well. Their tireless efforts, particularly around issues of community violence, has a tangible and positive impact on the lives of countless individuals in this community. We need champions of inclusivity and unity in our leadership. We need leadership by the community for the community. We need Theresa Whitfield, we need Zaida Govan. In conclusion, because I have spoken to many on this floor and off, so hear me clearly, hear it clearly. I hope that we can expect a fair and equitable vote of these very important leadership positions today, okay? I implore you, please. This is not about you. This is not about me. This is not about Charles. This is not about Tracy. This is about the community. This is about the city of Springfield. These are about the people that are dying. These are about the families that are left behind. We need to do something different. And with that, I thank you again for listening, and I implore you to do the right thing.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. And the final individual signed up to speak out is Theresa Whitfield. The floor is yours.
You got to bring the mic way down.
Hi, my name is Theresa Whitfield. I'm not a public speaker, so this is going to be real quick. You know, my mom, Theresa Whitfield, her work ethic speaks for itself. She's out here in the community. She's taken away from her family because she has this event to go to, that event. She tries to be at everything. Her face is out there. Everybody knows her. When people see me, they be like, "Is your mom Tracy? I seen her on the news." Because she's out here. She's doing the work. She's been doing the work before she was on the city council. I remember her having us out here marching in the streets. I was like 16, not wanting to do it, but I was out there because I had to. So I just want it to also be a fair vote. Give my mom a chance to be president because I feel like she's earned it. Thank you.
Thank you. I do want to give one final call for Michelle Thomas, if Michelle Thomas has joined us since we last called, and it looks like she has not. So at this time, public speak out is concluded. Council will stand adjourned until 7 o'clock.